What's up, everybody? Raider XP here. Today we're going to go through and show you the best enchants for all your tools, weapons, and armor. We're going to start off with your sword. And it's one of the bigger ones, so that's why we're starting off there first. What you're going to want to do, you're going to want to get mending, unbreaking, looting 3, fire aspect 2, and knockback 2. And last but not least, sharpness 5. Next, we're going to go with our pickaxe. And what are the best enchants for your pickaxe? Well, there's a couple of options. But obviously, we're going to want to go with mending, unbreaking 3, fortune 3, or you can also go with silk touch. And it's your best to have 2 picks, one with silk touch and one with fortune 3, and of course efficiency 5. Next thing we're going to look at is our axe. Now, the axe also has a couple of options between fortune 3 and silk touch. So first things first, we're going to want to start off with unbreaking 3, mending 1, sharpness 5, efficiency 5, and then we can either go with fortune 3 or silk touch. Next, we're going to look at the shovel, and the best enchants for our shovel are, we also have that same option that we did with our axe in regards to fortune or silk touch. First thing we're going to want to do is get mending 1, of course, unbreaking 3, fortune 3, and again, or silk touch as well. You're going to want both, to be honest. And of course, efficiency 5. Next, we're going to want to take a look at the hoe. And it as well has 2 different possibilities between silk touch and fortune 3. So of course the first thing we're going to want to do is put mending on it, unbreaking 3, efficiency 5, and then of course we go with either fortune 3 or silk touch. The next thing we're going to look at is the trident. And the trident has 2 separate enchants options that you can go with. We're going to want to go with unbreaking 3, mending 1, impaling 5, and then you can either go with loyalty and channeling combined together, or you can go with Riptide 3. Riptide 3 will allow you to be able to fly as long as you're starting out in water, whereas loyalty will always come back to you, and in channeling you can do where you will cause lightning to strike at whatever you're targeting. Next, we're going to take a look at the bow. Now with the bow, there's a couple of different routes you can go. You can either go with infinity, or you can go with mending. Very big debate in Minecraft. So we're going to want to put mending 1, unbreaking 3, power 5, flame 1. And then of course you can either go, oh, and punch 2. And then of course you can choose between infinity, obviously, or the mending as we said. Next is the crossbow. Now with the crossbow, you have a couple options as well. You can either go with quick charge 3 or multi-shot. First thing you're going to want is unbreaking 3, mending, piercing 4, and then of course either quick charge 3 or multi-shot. Next we're going to take a look at the fishing rod. Now with the fishing rod, we've got 4 separate enchants that are really going to make your fishing experience the best. Obviously we want to go with unbreaking 3, mending 1, lure 3. Next we're going to take a look at the shears. Shears enchants are pretty standard. You're going to want unbreaking 3 and mending 1. Our next enchant is the flint and steel. And just like the shears, with the flint and steel, the best thing to put on is unbreaking 3 and mending 1. Next we have our shield. And the shield cannot be used in the enchant table, but you're going to want to put unbreaking 3 and mending 1. Next we're going to go with our elytra. And with our elytra, the same as the shield, you cannot enchant it on the table, but the best enchants for the elytra is going to be unbreaking 3 and mending 1. Next we're going to take a look at the helmet. Now the helmet, like the sword, is one that has quite a few enchants as well. What we're going to want to put on there first is unbreaking 3, mending 1, protection 4, or you can go with fire protection or any of those other forms of protection, but for the most part, protection 4 is the best all-around enchant for it. There's your fire protection possibility. We're going to go with respiration 3 and aqua affinity 1. Next we're going to go with our chest. Now the chest is pretty straightforward, pretty nice and easy, simple. You're going to want unbreaking 3, mending 1, thorns 3, but it's not 100% necessary for thorns, but it's always a nice little extra. But you have to be very careful when you're dealing with villagers and stuff that you're trying not to harm, because they will be harmed. And of course, protection 4. You can also do fire protection 4 as a second set, but again, all around protection 4 is the better enchant if you're not dealing with lava. Next we have our leggings. And with our leggings, we're going to want to put Unbreaking 3, Mending 1, Swiftnik 3 if you have made yourself down to an ancient city and been able to loot the chest down there. Protection 4, and of course, again, we can go with fire protection or blast protection or any one of those protections, but the all-around best enchant for the leggings is protection 4. And of course, thorns 3 if you're able to get that on as well. And our next enchant is going to be the boots. And like the helmet, the boots is going to have a few extra added enchants to go along with them. You're going to want Feather Falling 4, Unbreaking 3, Mending 1, Protection 4, and of course, like we said with the others, fire protection, blast protection, projectile protection, but the all-around protection 4 is the best enchant. Thorns 3 as well if it's needed. And Depth Strider 3. There's also Frostwalker, but for the most part, most people use Depth Strider 3 over Frostwalker. And that's all basically your best enchants that you're going to use on most of the stuff that you are going to be needing. There are a few other things, but they're very non-essential, so I didn't cover them here in my tutorial. But let me know in the comments if you'd like to know what the other ones, and I can very easily respond to that. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Come check out all my videos. Bye now.